If you thought Spider-Man No Way Home was insane with all of its multiversal shenanigans with cameos and references and all the returns of these crazy characters from past Spider-Man movies, wait till you see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because this movie is going to be No Way Home, but on the next level, because we've got rumors of characters like Ghost Rider, Professor Charles Xavier, a Tom Cruise Iron Man, the whole Illuminati, and there's just so many other rumors about this film that are just so hard to believe, but at the same time, we're dealing with the multiverse, so really, the possibilities are endless. And now we have a new report today about another cameo that will be featured in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, and that is Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards himself. Now, this report is coming from My Time to Shine Hello on Twitter and Reddit once again. I've talked about them a lot, actually, over the past couple days, and really just this whole week in general, talking about the reports, because they were super accurate when it came to Spider-Man No Way Home, basically revealed, like, pretty much everything that happened in the movie, and now they're revealing that in the new reshoots for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which we know they're doing some huge reshoots on that movie right now, they have added some new members to the Illuminati, which I've done multiple videos on in the past, talking about the Illuminati in this movie, and one of the members that has been added is Mr. Fantastic. And this right here makes a whole lot of sense, because of course in the comics, Mr. Fantastic is one of the original members of the Illuminati, so it makes a lot of sense that you would be adding to this team some more characters that were on the team in the comics, because, for example, I don't remember all the members that are supposedly on this team in the MCU, but it's definitely a different lineup, because you've still got Iron Man in there, except it's an alternate universe Iron Man. You've got a variant of Professor X, and those are pretty much the only characters that I remember seeing on this version of the team in the MCU, at least in reports and leaks, for this movie, that were also on the team in the comics. Because then you've also got characters like, I believe, a variant of Mordo, a variant of Monica Rambeau, and now Mr. Fantastic, who again was a member in the comics. So I think that's really cool, and again would make a lot of sense, because then you have those connections to the comics version of the Illuminati. But when it comes to introducing Mr. Fantastic in this movie, it of course brings up the question of, alright, who's going to play Mr. Fantastic? Because, again, we're dealing with the multiverse, so there's so many possibilities here. This could be one of the previous actors that played Mr. Fantastic in one of the previous Fantastic Four franchises. It could be maybe the new actor that has been cast as Mr. Fantastic for the MCU Fantastic Four movies. Or it could literally just be someone random that never played the role before, and this is just a one-time deal for them. So let's go with the possibilities, starting with least to most likely. Least likely, I think, is just the idea of the MCU actor playing that character and making his debut as Reed Richards in Doctor Strange 2, because it just wouldn't make a lot of sense, especially considering that this would most likely, 100% be a variant of the character. It wouldn't be the actual Mr. Fantastic that we have in the MCU movies. So why would you do that? It would just confuse people, and plus, we don't even know who's playing the character. There are rumors they've at least cast one member of the Fantastic Four for the MCU, but I kind of doubt that they would use that actor for this movie. Next up, they could totally use someone that is just playing the character for this one-time role of Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think this would be really cool, especially if you get someone like John Krasinski, or somebody like that that's been hugely fan-casted in the role for the MCU Fantastic Four, because we still have no idea if he's actually going to be the MCU Mr. Fantastic. Chances are he's not, but if he's not, it would be cool to at least get him in this one scene. It'd be pretty funny if he shows up and everybody's super excited because it's oh, John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic, that's the perfect casting, and then it's because it's a variant of him and it's just a one-time thing for that character, he just gets obliterated by Wanda or one of the villains in this movie. I mean, that would be pretty funny. I think that'd be pretty cool. But last, of course, is the possibility of a returning actor to play this character. Either Ian Grufford or Miles Teller from the previous Fantastic Four movies. Now, I highly doubt it's going to be Miles Teller, because first of all, not many people actually like that Fantastic Four movie, or Fan Four Stick, whatever you want to call it. And also just because, there's a lot of people in Hollywood that say that he's kind of a jerk and hard to work with. So I doubt they'd bring him back. But Ian Grufford as Mr. Fantastic was really an amazing casting in those first two Fantastic Four movies. Really, all the castings in those first two Fantastic Four movies were amazing. I mean, sure, it's early 2000s CGI and they're not the best movie, but I still enjoy them. I got some nostalgia for those movies, and I really like them, and especially that casting of Ian Grufford as Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. He really is perfect for that role, and he really doesn't get the respect for that because he really was a great Mr. Fantastic, but like nobody talks about him. So to see him come back in this role would be really cool, especially if you, at least according to the rumors and leaks, have Patrick Stewart in there as Professor Charles Xavier. Then to have Ian Grufford's Mr. Fantastic in there as well would also confirm that then those Fox X-Men movies and the Fox Fantastic Four movies take place in the same universe, which would be another really cool revelation as well, and also just to get to see those characters interact, like Charles Xavier and Reed Richards. It's just like in Spider-Man No Way Home, spoiler alert, seeing characters like Alfred Molina's Dr. Otto Octavius and Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn Green Goblin just interact and talk to each other. That would just be so awesome and so cool to see, and just would be a lot of fun to really utilize this multiverse stuff in that way. I think that'd be really cool to see. But guys, what do you think about this news that we will be seeing supposedly Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and who do you think will play the character? Is it going to be a returning character, our MCU actor, or just somebody just doing a one-time role as Mr. Fantastic? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.